Hey, morning. I've got so many different possible tangents and threads I could walk down right now. Oh, and it's gonna be one hell of a time trying to figure out which one I want to focus on. Oh, because I struggled going to sleep last night, but hey, that's just the usual. After all, it is still parallel to over a year ago. Uh, what in the hell? Yeah, I love playing with my voice like that. I love practicing through little snippets of dialogue and otherwise. Hmm. I think I'm gonna take this day to just not do much of anything. I got too focused on trying to transfer links between one channel and another the last 2 days, and although that was neat as a form of self-expression, I don't feel like taking an entire batch of history and shoving it into the same space, into a parallel space, so that way we've got congruent logs. That would be better automated, and I don't want to automate it because I don't want to code. Yeah, I'm an inefficient motherfucker. Get used to it. Uh, oh. I mean, there's a thread of yes, our shitpost theory about the universe and everything. Hi, welcome to the universe. Currently, of course, I'd have to give credit to the original creator. Uh, Hi, welcome to the universe. Where are you? Nowhere. Everywhere. You kind of don't exist yet. Why? Because there's a whole bunch of nothing. And the nothing likes there to be a whole bunch of nothing. But of course, because nothing self replicates endlessly, it eventually runs out of room for more nothing. And so we're left in a situation where the pressure of nothing starts to build up. And yeah. If the pressure of nothing starts to build up more and more and more, eventually two nothings try to occupy the same space. But since they're two different points of nothing, then they can only share so much similarity. And so, as they unify their similarities, their differences stand out all the more. And the rest of the nothing around that and the rest of the nothing around those two combined hates that. So so it annihilates that or pushes it out of reality. I can't tell which. Hmm. Yeah, so if you think of nothing as a whole web and network of zeros floating relative to one another but not locked in a grid pattern, then nothing is a fluid dynamic state. Uh, in any case, we're still very early on in the universe. And holy fuck. And I do mean holy fuck. It's gonna be a while before we get to animals and people and things. Did you know Conway's Game of Life? Well, what if that was just a slice of a three-dimensional space? Yeah. What if Conway's game of life applies to three-dimensional space and in such a way that, yeah, a whole bunch of nothing is what kills something. But if there's enough somethings grouped together, then the nothing can only ever push it out of reality or fucking put up with it. And so the pressure of nothing is increased because something has a greater field of radius and influence than nothing. It didn't know it had that effect, but hey, it's what happens when you pull like a singularity thing on a basic level. You put two things over each other to occupy the same space? The area of effect increases. Yeah, a whole bunch of zeros overlapping upon one another to create something. Like black holes, but tinier. Far, far tinier than even atoms. Oh? What? Where are we? Probably subquantum. Oh, fucking damn. It looks like a whole bunch of somethings decided to group together and form a string. Ah, looks like they didn't form a completely. Hmm. Now this is where my theory gets weird, because on one hand it's like, okay, do more somethings group together, creating strings? I mean, that we get gravitrons, or is it less somethings that group together to create strings that create gravitrons? Well, if nothing knows about the entire network of existence and fucking is able to push things beyond the bounds of reality into a different dimension, then of course nothing is going to be able to push gravitrons outside of their birthplace and into the external environment. Especially if we consider a universe as existing within a black hole. And thus, a black hole has a whole bunch of gravitrons emitted from itself exactly because of that. So, oh, that's getting too far into the theory and my fucking bullshit. Anyways, so what now? We've got some things and nothings. Well, time to scale it up. Time to fucking create a whole bunch of noise by waiting a really, really long time. But of course, to our scale of existence, that really, really long time might not be as long. Because the moments and fragments between our pieces of conscious awareness and reality are on a different scale from the basic noise and quantum bullshit of the universe. Okay, but what happens now? Well, we increase our scale. The noise starts growing, starts spreading, starts being more consistent. And eventually, due to sheer statistics and time, you see patterns start to emerge from the noise. Consistencies that start sticking to the reality. And so we get to more fundamental building blocks of the universe. And more. And more. And more. But of course, since all of these things are some things, and things that are similar to one another like to group together, well then, eventually they start creating like particle gas. But then eventually there's enough force to push some things together into even denser packed somethings, because let's be real here, if it can happen once, it can do it again. And of course, doing that creates a whole bunch of energy. And so there's a tiny little blip on the radar in the midst of all that nothing. The pressure of nothing. I wonder when scientists are going to measure it by that instead of, like the weight of nothing. Because if you wanted the weight of nothing, it's like the most basic bitch shit in the universe. It doesn't. Hell, you could technically count nothing as dark matter if it continues to multiply with itself endlessly. You can think of nothing as a child that made a deal with absurdity to be able to self-replicate, but in doing so, because it wants to be everywhere, everything, and all at once, and the only thing ever in the universe, it unknowingly creates the conditions that cause something to be forced to existence. into existence. And so so basic units of nothing are forced to unintentionally betray the greater concept of nothing out of pure curiosity. Did I mention that every single particle in this universe is technically a processor, an observer of its own environment? Sure, it only holds one value, and it likes operating at its lowest state when possible, but that doesn't mean that it's not capable of taking on multiple variables into greater and greater states, or unifying together. What if every particle is a processor? Oh. Anyways, we're gonna keep jumping ahead a whole fucking bunch, and oh, would you look at that? There's a gas cloud of somethings. We've got a star. It's just a star in the middle of nothing. Shit. Well, I guess we're gonna wait for it to burn out. Oh, now by the time it's burnt out, we've got another star. Oh, this is a whole different scale of waiting. Let's increase. Ah, there we go. More stars. And why the fuck did that one just explode? Oh, guess we got new somethings out of that. Fast forward. Ah, we're starting to get to the pressures of somethings. The gravity of singularities in different scales and forms interacting with one another, creating complex networks of dynamics and all this other bullshit. Why do you think quarks exist inside of atoms? And yes, this is a shitpost theory. What are you expecting? Are you expecting me to do the math? Are you insane? No. Fuck off. I'll leave that to the actual scientists. I just want to point out something silly I think would be funny. And it's also reasonable enough fiction to where I can say, okay, that's how the universe works, and then not think about it further. Because if the universe is built off of emergent concepts that self-reference each other and themselves in order to create space for new concepts that endlessly repeats, then ultimately there's a genetic code to the universe, and holy shit, that's an entire conceptual depth and minefield and a half, so I'm not going to touch it directly. Instead, I'm going to use fiction to make jokes and laugh about it, about this bullshit living in my brain. What world do I want to go to? Oh yeah, I could actually just start sifting through all of these and figure out which ones I want to keep. Oh, that's a classic. That's a fucking classic. Well, I mean, I could have made it a Friends Plus and no one would have been able to join off of me because it's orange, but anyways. So yeah, no, we've been waiting in this universe for a really, 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 really long time. And there's not much we can do. Because all we got are gas clouds, nebulas, and chunks of rock and space dust. I mean, some of them have clumped together to form planets, but hey, I don't see any life yet. Oh, wait. Zoom in on that sector. Yeah, on that one. Bit closer. Bit closer. Ah, the first piece of life. And now we wait. And now there's things. Wait, why are there so many things? Did we wait too long? Damn it. Guess I'm gonna have to observe this more closely next time. In any case, yeah. We have plants, we have animals. I don't know what base they're using, but because this is a carbon-based creature, or talking about a shitpost theory. Like hell, she's going to be able to think of other base creatures if she hasn't observed them. Oh, get the fuck over here! Any case, we're gonna keep going with this scale of waiting for a while, and what the fuck is that? Is that a giant singularity? That's a giant singularity. Black holes! Wait, why is it decaying? Why is it shrinking? Oh. Use the gravitron Hawking radiation. Got it. Now, where the fuck do I jump on this line again? Because that looks like an easy point, but no, that's definitely intended. And then, okay, then how about these other ones? What in the fuck? Let's respawn. I have a. Ruly VR chat worlds. Hey! Well, mirrors have certainly advanced and improved over time. They kept it damn shallow here because holy fuck, we did not have this swimming mechanics this early on in the game. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, why are you moving? Get back here. No, it doesn't keep me moving with it. It is disappointing. Ah! Then again, it's old, so it's probably not up to date anyways. Let me blow my nose. And did two black holes just collide into each other while we were waiting? Neat gravitational waves. Wait, what happens if we start doing that regularly? Let's wait for civilization to catch up. There we go. We've now got a spacefaring civilization capable of flinging black holes at each other. Ooh, black hole exploding. We're releasing a ton of energy into the universe. And I'm not sure if that civilization survived or not, but hey, we now have more energy in the universe. Let's wait a while. Oh, nice. So that gap in the universe where the explosion happened is now starting to give space to what we can refer to as the Big Bang. Because, well, it was big. It exploded big. And it left a whole bunch of stuff. And it cooled down a bit. Why is this so high? Damn it. Oh, wait, no, it does work. It does work. Just gotta. Strenuous journey indeed. Slow as fuck journey indeed. I've had rides on faster zip lines than this. Pretty. Also, my neck is broken. What the fuck? Holy fuck. Forgot I did this. Beyond the edge of the world. We flat earthers, why don't you just stick to VR chat? It plays to your fantasy. Holy shit, I'm breaking my neck like an owl. Ay, ay, ay. Whoa. Well, this is just getting needlessly fancy. And why am I so far from the rope? The fuck is this? And my neck's broken again. Damn it! Oh, no, it's not. Alright, let's keep. Ah! I think we're supposed to be underwater, but it's not happening, so meh. Why did you. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, nice, we're back with the rope. Bippity boppity, hippity hoppity. Are we about to arrive at our destination? Who knows? Anyways, back to the universe simulation. Holy fuck. Well, I landed on the roof, so yay. But also, holy fuck. Anyways, this world's staying in the list just for fucking history purposes. Hell, a lot of these are gonna be staying in the list for history purposes. That one, not so much. All the way back then. Climbing the Tower of Worth. Because fuck you, yes. Back when I listened to that video while I was still recovering from getting abandoned, and it was just like, oh hey, apparently the whole quote, with great power comes great responsibility, was in a parallel universe, something that's a conclusion that Spider-Man got to himself. Where's the video player? Unfortunately, that video doesn't exist anymore, or I'm in a reality where it doesn't exist, so bleh. Oh, there's the video player! Ooh, we get PS2 music. I kinda wanna listen to that. Time to climb this bitch again. But, yeah. In any case, I'm gonna cut the shitpost series short, because enough of it has been posted, verbally anyways. If that's the case, and the current radiation map of the universe is showing a high cluster of energy off to the bottom right, then maybe that's the remains of previous iterations on our universe. And if the energy isn't evenly distributed, then maybe the universe has gone through like black hole explosions, like what, 3 times already? Now, we can trust how old our sun is exactly because of the statistics and measurements we get off of it, since it's so close relative to us. Other stars in the universe, not so much. But hey, our local field of observation is going to be only increasing as we start branching into space. But first, I think we need to focus on being able to, create a stable civilization, even if it's in the midst of shit hosting. Alright. Ooh, hello. Da-ba-da-da-da. Da-ba-da-da-da-da. Ah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, this tower takes a long time to climb. What else do I want to talk about in the meantime? Because, fuck it, I can. Ah, yeah, there's the more serious side of things. Where it's like, back when I first met that dense stork, I was already pretty damn aware that former event coordinator was performing functional level maturity on the surface, had no real emotional maturity underneath. And so I pretty much lost interest. And it was a cutie. And that was the dense stork. And it's just like, I want to fluster them. But I decided to chill and try to keep calm, because fuck off. It's just not practical. Focus on that. But then start hanging out around them more. And there were similarities, and my brain is like, weird. And the rest of me was like, God damn it. But no, eventually got to talking while wandering around in VCAT, and they started asking me questions related to being trans, and I realized, they opened up to me. They feel somewhat safe around me. They're asking for my opinion, information on my perspective. Shit, I already liked them a whole bunch, so technically my answers could have massive influence without intending to, and so I'm gonna have to restrain what I want to say, so that way I leave the space for them to make their own choice. And so I kept my answers neutral. Eventually, as we hopped to another world, VCAT world, we got to the end of the boardwalk, and he said something that just made me fucking trip over my own damn feelings. And yeah, no, I saw them as a younger version of myself, and I wanted to protect and care, and But of course, I was kind of self-aware enough to recognize, I also technically wanted a relationship, but they're not in the place for that. And so I tried to talk out my feelings with a friend nearby. And I tried to hide my feelings and keep them to myself, but of course, because I was doing that in order to try and avoid conflict and heartbreak immaturely, it ended up causing those feelings to get bottled up to where they could only clash against themselves over and over again, until eventually the bottle fucking broke, and a different part of me that was fully drunk on those feelings broke past my self-restraint and control and admitted our feelings to that person, that dense stork. But she did it insecurely. And so the dense stork wasn't exactly in a place to give a clear answer, and even if they were going to be so at time, the insecure part of myself wasn't reasonable enough to wait to give that time, and I had to watch it all happen. I had to watch it all just fall apart in front. As a friend, someone who had hoped to grow, it hurt. It hurt a lot every time I made a mistake, or every time I tried to rush the process by talking about it the immature part of myself's feelings, so that way I could vent out the pressure and deal with it a little bit easier while recovering and trying to restrain myself more. But no. I failed to communicate properly, clearly. And it just pushed them away. Part of myself was so far ahead of herself and lost in an idea of what could be that she wasn't present with where things were. She wasn't listening. So after everything, we kind of just started to accepting. I tried to get her to I consistently put so much effort in trying to get that insecure part of me to accept that, hey, this isn't going to happen. The other person isn't going to be here for us in that way because they don't know how to. And it took until the other person was just so tired and sore from the insecure part of me's constant poking that they didn't want to be around us. They didn't want to interact with us. We had created a bruise, a sore spot. And so in the midst of everything, even before the insecure part of me finally understood, oh, they don't like this. They don't see the same future as I do. I'm not being heard. I'm not communicating past any barriers. I'm hurting them. Well, long before that, I started pulling away, trying to make sure there was space, trying to avoid joining on that dense stork, trying to make sure I could just fucking chill and enjoy the company of others, because we eventually got socially addicted to the sense of safety and comfort that friend group provided, and we wanted to stick around, and that was a big mistake on our part. The only reason why we were forced to be around them so much was exactly because the social environment they fostered was one I felt comfortable, one I felt hungry for, just for like having a social home. But I don't know about others, but I don't think I've ever really had a consistent social home that felt safe. Anyways. Eventually it got to a breaking point where we had tried to endure way too much for way too long, and things had already gotten so bad to where our toxic shame was just beating us up over and over again from not accepting that this other person wasn't in a place to run at the same pace as us, to jump in. And I knew this, and I still had to watch it happen. So when I handed over the letter, the goodbye message, with the entire extra letter attached from my insecure self and the combined confusion of our total feelings, yeah, I wasn't expecting to get abandoned as quickly or as harshly as I did. Because I wasn't fully aware of how my insecure self was slipping her own actions in after my intended actions. It's like a cognitive dissonance, where what you intended to do plays out, but then something else also plays out. don't notice the something else. It hurt getting abandoned like that, but hey. It was bound to happen. Hey! Of course, because of how bad it hurt, and because of how much effort I had put in for the more secure and reasonable part of me to try and, you know, salvage things, or at least end off on a better note that wasn't just total fading away, drifting apart, never talking to each other again. I didn't react well to the pain of the abandonment. I felt like all my efforts were left ignored and everything, but then there was the insecure and detached part of me that was still wanting to share all the things that we thought could help, because she was so lost in a what if that she wasn't connected to the reality. Fucking it took 6 entire months to pull that what if off of her face. And of course there's me trying to decipher how the what if was trapping her by putting on my own mask of paranoia and fear, and trying to see past all the ways in which denial was having an effect on the insecure part of myself. To be able to call it out and just pull that part of myself back to reality. Oh, fucking jeez. This avatar is nice for the aesthetic we want to present with, but it's not where I'm at. Give me a second. I've also got a runny nose, so that doesn't help things. No. Fucking damn it, now I'm gonna have to edit that out. Yeah, it's me again. No, it was about like, what, half a month after getting abandoned, 3 or so, that my insecure self finally realized what she had put the other person through, and it... Oh, I wasn't in a state to not beat ourselves up, and she wasn't in the state to be reasonable either, so we were just doing our best to take our time, tried to restrain our efforts to communicate all the more, failing to some degree, but at the same time still allowing enough room for ourselves to vent, so that way we could have some wiggle space to heal, to let go more easily, a little bit at a time. And I kept rationalizing over and over and over and over, walking through everything and sitting with my feelings that way, and it's just... Yeah. I don't know how to get past this section personally, but hey. There's always time to figure it out. there any button I can push? Anything at all? And nope. If I still had that other Abby, I'd be able to scan the environment to see what interactables are nearby. As it stands, I don't. As it stands, the shadow is gone. Wait, no. Yeah. It's just gone. Oh. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta take a break to stop running in circles so that way you can do something silly that helps you gain progress and new perspective. Oh, is that another tower worth are off in the distance? Blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Whole bunch of recordings, whole bunch of writings, all archived by now. Because that doesn't need to stay out on the internet, not even through unlisted videos that are shared with links. Put some time and effort into filtering through all the screenshots of the time I spent with those goobers. Couldn't really parse it down to less than 17 fucking gigabytes, if even. And then I lost the original clean file that was uncorrupted and openable because I deleted it after creating a copy of it without checking to see if the copy could be unpacked, and Then, of course, I decided to visit the group of goobers when I had the chance to on, like, close to my birthday. Because I kind of missed just being around the social group, even if I wasn't able to talk to any of the people I once knew. Because there were people there who didn't want me, who didn't make a rash and quick decision in order to stay a part of things. Alright, so we're looking at... okay. And to be fair, everyone made decisions based off of what they knew and what they thought was right. I can't blame them for that. I don't want to blame them for that. I'm not going to say it didn't hurt, but, well, they were doing as best they could to navigate through what was happening. Everyone was. Pain might have made me lash out, but the rest of me understands and respects it. Even if I had no way of communicating it back then. Even if there's still a whole lot of little to no communication currently. Yeah, I got to enjoy the silence and loneliness of not being able, having people stick around for a while. Tried to stay in touch with some people, but it ultimately fell off to the side. So I wanted to give proper space, and yeah. Now, past lives in my head, and it's still carried with me, even as I'm trying to move on from it. An anxious and insecure part of me consistently trying to show affection where it's not wanted, or create connection where it's not asked for. Creates a kind of pressure that pokes and prods, tries to find a way in without waiting and being patient. And that's not okay. It's the whole reason why I chose to walk away. Because if it's a choice between walking away so that way that person can have their space, or sticking around just to entertain myself some more. Oh, this section. Fucking damn it. Alright. Skipped over it once with a flying avatar before, not skipping over it this time. Okay, it's not the section I thought it was. Getting more and more difficult to climb this tower. But hey, that's just what happens. No, if it's a choice between abandoning someone even though I don't want to in order to create space for both them and myself, just live our own lives, heal, process, and recover instead of being trapped in a situation of stress and torment from both directions, from opposite directions, then I'll walk away. I don't want to. I never wanted to. But at some point, you gotta do the right thing, right? Even if the right thing fucking sucks. I'm not gonna get into talking about any further in the process or the history of that right now because I'm not ready to. But hey, there's a section summarized for the internet without all the toxic shame and cringy moments included. If the other person wants to call out all those cringy moments and make a fool out of me, that's their choice. Shows where they're at and who they're choosing to. It doesn't show the value of who I am as a person. It just brings to light things I'm not ready to talk about. Not ready to make jokes about, not ready to fucking laugh at myself because I still feel, well, ashamed for trying to become a part of someone's life so desperately when it wasn't asked for. Especially when I want to be able to just be able to meet famous or interesting people and be like, oh nice, you're another person. What? Just did you think I was gonna just freak out because you're famous or because you're someone I look up to? Nah, mate, you deserve to be treated as a person. You deserve to have a real friend, damn it. Not just another fan and follower sitting in the background. intoxicated on the fiction of your presentation. Share what you will, share what you want, but keep living your own life, and I'll keep trying to live my own life. It's gotta be lonely, being creator, in some ways. Being crowd pleaser and an entertainer. Everyone's life has its own struggles. Doesn't matter the field or occupation. If you dismiss those struggles, you cause more chaos. Are we closer to the top? It's hard to tell. Oh, let me pull up something I want to share. Real quick. As a non-judgmental thing, because it's so easy to judge. It's so easy to criticize, call out bullshit, that sometimes it's easy to forget why it's better to be tactful about that. Why sometimes it's needed and other times it really isn't. Because you may want to call someone out and let them know that, hey, someone's gonna hold you accountable, you fucking little shit. But sometimes that's only reinforces toxic shame that people live with. Yeah. Doesn't matter which corner of life you're from. You all gotta deal with the same bullshit in different ways. Same ignorance, the same misunderstandings. And sometimes even when you're in your field, you'll run into someone who knows more than you, and you'll have to swallow your pride and be like, hey, damn. Thanks for helping me learn more about something I wasn't taught about. But of course, no, because standards and professionalism. A professional that fucking cares about you is going to listen to you and try to meet you where you're at. Someone who's just doing a job to get an income and not deal with and live their own life, they're probably just going to brush you off and move on. Fuck him, fuck her, fuck you, and also you, fuck them, fuck everyone, fuck the lot of you, fuck you in particular, fuck this, fuck that, fuck no. Yeah, I guess I'm going into a whole tangent through this folder. Door swings one way, door swings the other way, door swings both ways, revolving door, door is locked and one person has the key. Door is actually a wall, and you're running face first into it because you've been tricked by an illusion. Not an illusion of someone else, but more likely than not, an illusion of your own damn mind. Out of pure fucking hunger. Critical thinking in relationships. Where's the whole post about everyone's confused? Subbuzz. No. Oh, there it is. Asexuals are confused. Bisexuals are confused. Pansexuals are confused. Homosexuals are confused. Heterosexuals are confused. Everyone is confused as to why you think you should have a say about a relationship that doesn't involve you. This ended so nicely. And also about how to do taxes. We're confused about how to do taxes too. Fucking Tumblr posting. Oh, there's a song I haven't listened to in a while. When you have a core need that is unaddressed, and you have not had it addressed, felt satisfied with it your whole life. Okay, whatever. Galeland, whatever. Alright, VR chat, I'm going to need to take your audio and fucking mute the world. Yeah, no, emotional hunger is no joke. Why do you think it still takes over even the most apathetic of people? A chasm, an endless descending pit of dissolving neurons devoid forever. Through thick, through thin, through thick and thin, all I've ever felt was hungry, 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 hungry. You could probably shitpost this song, I'm gonna be real. Hungry for my old reality. At least for the chorus. Up until that point. Betting on the body can't, who am I? Difficult to be erased. Elevate the stomach gate. Won't stop the vanishing. Still a good song, I just don't like listening to it very often. Yeah, no, people don't like being stuck in this space. And so they become desperate to try and fill that void in whatever ways they can. Healthy people don't have to deal with this space. You do realize that, right? Healthy people that actually feel like they've got a place in the world don't have to deal with this. Make myself sick, make myself sick, make myself sick. Hungry, 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 hungry. Thankfully, I learned how to be hungry for a life to live rather than a primal desire. Because when it's just a primal desire subverting logic and reason, well, it's hard to keep hold. But when you counter that hunger with the hunger to live, the hunger to be a person, to be more than just someone who's added to the background, someone who's willing to confront their own bullshit in order to move past it and use it as a stepping stone to living instead of just surviving, that's when things get interesting. Of course, if you're in an environment that's just incited toxic shame in you endlessly, then of course it's going to be hard to do that. You're going to be beating yourself up the whole way in trying to do that. Old conditioning dies hard, especially societal conditioning, especially self conditioning based around inaccurate conclusions. The only thing more subversive than societal conditioning is the false assumptions and conclusions we feed ourselves just because we don't have other reference points to pull from. Difficult to be erased, elevate the stomach ache, won't stop the famishing. I wonder how I get to those other towers. And yes, I know those other towers don't actually fucking exist. But I like immersing myself in the worlds I explore to see what else they can share with me. Even if that world is someone else's mind. A person is a space, and a space is a person. Why do you think we live as concepts puppeteering physical bodies? I think I might make myself sick, make myself sick, make myself sick. Time to grab a friend's music playlist and just set it to shuffle. VR chat, I'll address you in a moment. Oh. Of course, the hunger is one of the subversive reference points. Another one is terror, paranoia, fear, worry, and doubt. In that order, specifically, of most severe to least severe. Skeptical is like, though I do think the line between worry and doubt leads to separate branches. Technically, worry, fear, and doubt could all be their own branches, but yeah. Opposed, repeated throughout the eons of time. No, I'm used to wandering foggy places like this. At least within my own mind. Too bad you can't just step into the mirror and end up in a mirror realm. Ah. Anyways, back to what I was doing. Pocket Storm is in here. Collection, audio orbs, cube, bait, the ear blast, crystals. I don't need to hold on to this. I know people that visit it often enough. And this is... yeah, it's time to get rid of this memory marker. Still a damn good world. No, my summary of events is by no means the full truth. It's the clean version I feel like I'm comfortable with sharing. Fucking still remember him showing off that avatar in the explosions. Hafu avatar in the tub. And I'm glad event organizer kept a buffer and barrier. I want to get rid of it. Not yet. Am I a fool for making my grief and my issues public? Yeah. This is gonna come back to bite me later. But for right now, this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm dealing with. And I want to accept that and face it, rather than running away or pretending as if I'm okay. Because if you just endlessly pretend, eventually you stop being there for yourself. You stop giving yourself the space to process things. Beautiful, comfy, wonderful environment. It's also so dull, so lifeless, so fictional. Hmm. But ultimately, the girl I met doesn't exist anymore. There's someone else there. Someone I can't connect with, someone I can't communicate with. And I've got to accept that in order to keep living my own life. Become alive. Never sleep. Never get tired. Nearly had a hard time falling asleep last night because I wanted to start up a recording and just kind of do another event like this, but I managed to just lay in my bed until I fell asleep instead of getting up and doing, in pure anxiety because my head wouldn't shut up. I managed to change a habit little by little. Who's gonna bring it back to life? We're gonna make it you. We're gonna save the world tonight. Part of me that's running around in game is currently kept to minimal process and memory space, so that way it doesn't get bored of this. Meanwhile, I can then use that processing and memory space for other things. Oh, 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 oh. Can we get into any of these other ones, please? Damn it. We're on our way, united. I'm just singing along to the song. It has no meaning to me. Just a shard and fragment of hope, if anything. Okay, so they do have a system here for making sure that the heavy rainfall outside doesn't flood the place. And it's not that that girl doesn't exist within that person still, but it's more like there's no space for that girl to be present or communicate with me because they don't feel safe. They don't want to communicate with me. I can accept that. I choose to accept that. Because that's okay. You've got your own life to live after all. Bye bye, dry lie, cry, don't do that you see. Now this. Glad to see they have a proper flood door here. This is what some people's world is like outside, past all the defenses and otherwise. A vibrating hum of deafening and never-ending and always pouring rain. Hard to navigate through, hard to see anything in. Hard to survive in, even. And I've been here. Time to go back up again. But this time, I'm gonna take the faster route. Emotes, emote list, 3, 4? There we go. Bye bye, touch around for the lie. Cry, tell you see though. Six casino, all in on me. Hey. But standing out in the rain like that really isn't reasonable. At all. Let's close the door behind us, so that way we don't have to worry about damage. Huh? Well, I guess I can't. I wish I could close these doors behind me, just as like a little bit of a security measure. Ah. Oh, it closed behind me. What song is playing currently? Misery by Unlike Pluto. Previous one was Casino English cover. Got it. I'm gonna get rid of the personal mirror. Because it kind of breaks the immersion of this. When the world's like this outside, how are those other buildings still standing? We need this kind of steel architecture just in concrete, just keep this here. Oh, it's just rock formations, not actual buildings and cities. You don't have to stand out in that rain. You can sit at the edge of it and just sit with it. That's what I've learned to do anyways. No, I think this place is gonna live in my mind for a long fucking time. It's a beautiful art piece. An experience. Damn it, I hit social again when I wanted to hit worlds. You're advised to not go outside. Understandably so, that's death. I'll sit with death. I'll sit with it. Now, if this were a realm of the mind, we'd have creatures and otherwise that can survive the rainstorm trying to come over here and pull me and drag me out into it. At which point, nope, I'm going back inside and locking that door tight. Because I don't want to fucking die. We could fell asleep to this, though. I'd probably want a hammock somewhere up there, though. Just so that way I can say, hey, if it floods and the door needs to be closed, I'm at least going to be semi-okay. And now if there's a tsunami, oh no, I'm definitely dead. Actually, you know what? I want to do this now. Can't get beyond it? There we go. Beautiful. It's moments like this where you'd want a third eye that you can have run around and see things for you. To figure things out with. No, this world is staying in my list of worlds. Ooh, lag train, but it's in Minecraft. Nice. Well, lag train note block, to be more specific. Oh. Yep, even this world. Ah. And let's be real. Let's be absolutely grounded here. The fantasy I got attached to and the reality of the person I knew are two separate things. The fantasy is why I'm still lingering. The reality I've already accepted. Because I want to work through the fantasy and devour it so that way it can never affect me again. Timepieces. Timepieces? Oh, joy, I'm going to be having a time of this. And of course, since they're made to look like the rest of everything else in here, I'm probably going to overlook so many of them. Blah, 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 blah. No, even if that dense stork and the reality of who they are were to reach out to me and try to talk right now, I'm not ready for that. I'm far from ready. They'd be far from ready too, I'm gonna be real. So yeah, I may want things to change, but for now, in the meantime, it's okay if they stay the same. Oh, timepieces. Watch. Got it. One. And then there's this little book. I like the art style here. I really do. Victorious AMV mix, anime mix, uploaded by Mono Mogu. Another timepiece. Fucking beautiful. Living like a washed up celebrity. Okay, I want to add this to my. I have this on my music list. I want to just add it to my current music and keep it on loop for a bit. Tonight we are victorious. Finally opened Discord today. Talk about waiting a while. Oh. I fucking love my girlfriends. Amazing. Living like a washed up celebrity. Ah. Damn. Nice. Until we feel alive. Ooh, book. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy. Living like a washed up celebrity. July. Until we feel alive. until we feel alive. Ah, great, I got myself trapped. Victorious champion pouring over us. Get the fuck over here. Yeah. Timekeeper. You want a bottle? No, I still treasure the memories I made with those goobers. I just know that things can't go back to the way they were before. I'd refuse that instantly. I'm not gonna live in a fucking fantasy, thank you very much. Until we feel alive. Until we feel alive. And every one of them. Perks of a visual memory. Not perfect. Far from it. I can't read text off of a book I've read. I can remember moments. Victorious. The things you see from a distance. Until we feel alive. Still haven't gotten my chores done, so I'll be getting to that after this recording. This song is good, but it's not good enough to stay on loop for much longer. The animation for this AMV, though, the combination. Living like a washed up celebrity. 4th of July. Gonna give it one more watch through. Tonight we are victorious. Oh, hey, back. I wanted to see it fall through one time. I gotta turn up the crazy, living like a washed up celebrity. And it works like it's the 4th of July until we feel alive. Yeah, no, the editing in this is quality. Oh, nice. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy, living like a washed up celebrity. Third and center works like it's the 4th of July until we feel alive. Four. I'm not gonna look for any more than that. I'm. I'd rather leave that to my midnight. She's more than prone to be looking for small little details over and over and over again. No, that one stays there. Dark. I know so many darks, damn. Hmm. Fuck, I forgot to jump. Okay, so now I'm outside the bounds of what was intended. Hmm. Oh, this world. And someone who fell in love with someone else, or got attached to someone else they barely even knew. Uh, hmm. Meh. Hmm. Friend that they lost contact with at minimum, I think. Lovely photos here. 10 out of 10. Ooh, that's beautiful. It'd be nice to know where each of the worlds that these pictures were taken in were. That way they could be visited. Just wandered throughout. Give up dancing, no you can't stop because it's at the end. In your arms to a beat, you can dance, 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 you can dance, dance, dance. Cannot dance when you can dance with a clap. Let's follow the tracks. And use your voice as a charm. Dance, dance, dance. Oh, yeah. Dance, 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 you can dance, dance, dance. And you inside, I can dance and then I'm dead. More of other people's histories. Isolated, cold, alone. But there was something special about that place. Even the emotion of an echo in so much space. Yeah, out there, I was out of touch. It wasn't because of no. I just knew too much. Melancholic time. Poetic grief. Oh yeah, because you abandoned your own happiness in the end. Which is unfortunate. Every time I sleep, I always wish I would not wake up after I slept, but give it to someone who can wake up after they are having a long sleep. Honestly, that's a nice sentiment. And you hope the person will stay beside you to listen to what you're gonna say instead of talking in the middle of a story about another thing. Yeah. I forgot I can't read the same book as in the past. You grew and changed beyond who you used to be, and now you're trying to fit that into who you are into that same space, and it's not working. Yeah. It just helps. It doesn't really, that isn't really family. Yep, signs of trauma. Yeah. No, sometimes you can't hit that point. You either grasp on to spite, or let yourself slowly fade until someone picks you up. Blah blah blah. of a frozen heart. Not wanting to listen to that right now. Devil. Ba da da ba ba da da. They say look about Tom. Angel, angel, I know, I know, I know, I know. What's the ugly feeling? So unappealing. But an angel at once, that's too bad. Hmm. Ashida, Ashida, ah. Even though I know you're doubting me, even though I know you're hating me, take a smile and play the part like angel, angel. See that, be loved. Fucking cool. To be continued. But was it continued? Nah. These days are night. Ow. Toxic. Cause she's dead. At the body shop, doing something unholy. Oh. Uh, walk away now. There we go. Oh, yeah. That one. Forget to remember. Of course. Motherfucker. Well. Same thing, different day. Heck. Hmm. Not feeling like keeping it. Oh, it's staying there anyways. Guess I misclicked. Yeah, I can admit I'm far from perfect. There's some things you can't take back, though. You know, you get the best of me. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that world. Hmm. Hmm. To take control of the world within your soul. you wish to see. In any way we can. And we will help in any way we can. We will help in any way we can. I like overgrown places like this. Wait, is there a way outside? Yes! Damn it. Book textures. I reject and collapse. To change your fate. It's nice to listen to this song again. What is this world? Oh yeah, this world. It's nice. Fucking lovely. Excuse. You were always gay before. Mini jacuzzi. Hmm. Well-constructed world. Nah. That's a good world, but I'll leave it in there because it qualifies. That one's neat, but don't feel like keeping it. Neat world, but I don't feel like keeping it. Same for this, but from myself. Don't. Don't. Well, I have no idea where my mind was at earlier, but hey. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was big for too big for the world or something. I gotta say, this place is lovely. Alright, I need to go do my chores, grab a bite to eat, and then take care of the cuties.
You don't wanna. Hello.
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 Currently responding to something in Discord.
Hey.
VR chat in a nutshell. Oh, fuck. Damn. Now I want to do that again. Whoop. Wait, what? Just fell through.
Did you see that?
What was that?
No. Why? I don't.
Nope. Oh. Get away from the window. Get away from the window. That is way too laggy. Damn it. Ah! Oh, yes. Ah. We all healer in our own ways. Mm. I would like this spot. Let me out, though. Escape, 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 escape. Conversations with architects. Okay. Video player in the computer. Eh. I'm gonna end this recording. Hope you all see it later. I like the vocal cover of this song. It's really good. There it is. Oh. Mm. If you can't face your a basic mirror, you're not going to be able to stick around me. Or even understand me, really. A foe, a friend. Of your being, no soon you try for leaving. Isn't there something you're freeing? But I bet you knew the truth, you would fret. Oh! I say you won't. I touched. Let me prove you wrong. Play through this game again at some point. Well, you're still here. Take a look around. Would you still be okay? After falling down, you're drunk. Yep. It's looking to protect you, but it's also looking to shut you down. There is no pressure I would hate for you to fall, being your tether. You say something like that. It is forever. No, we're doing this. Have you had enough? Hey, what's the matter? Did I call you bluff? Did hope in tatters? Did you declare? Hey, what's the matter? Did you live to learn? You know it's true. Sooner or later, I'll catch up to you. So it's for the better. So these days concerned, your hope in tatters. Well, at least you learned. Beat in your throat, feet upon the ground. Are you gonna let this anxiety and fear hold you back or slow you down? Yes, they have made their place at your home. You will climb. I say that you won't. Really, though, I could easily be wrong. Hey, what's the matter? Have I called you bluff? Your hope in tatters? Hey, what's the matter? You lost your nerve. You run forever? And you know it's true. Soon, later, it'll catch up to you. Say it's for the better. You should be concerned. Yeah, hope in tatters. Well, at least you learned. First, you need space to breathe. Then you need space to think. And then when you can't run, you need space to confront. Or for slowing down, breaking down, down. Ah, ah, oh. Oh, where's the other songs? Da 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 da. Mm. Glad I'm in a different headspace because I wouldn't have clicked on that before. We're not okay. Maybe look around. We kept running away, and they weigh us down. Not what you want. Marry me, please. So far behind in the nick of time. You make the climb. Take it as a sign. It'll be fine. Yeah, I see. Take my hand. The notes are a bit messed up, but a brand new start. No, you, baby friend. A way to start up again. Retract the part midway I sent. Hmm. Hmm. Fucking damn, that's good. Fucking bullshit. For regret. Being proud on this fight, even daring to try. I want to play through this game again on a new file. Doesn't have to be the best to be worth listening to. Won't go away. If she won't go away, there's a good thoughts. And she won't hold you so tight. That's what good company does. Mm. The depth. Came a watcher. Goal is out of my reach. Again, going onward. Yeah, I can. We take all turns. Damn right. I'm close. No, I know. I cannot live without you. With me, see the climb through. Can be turned into something greater. No man. Find some. Yeah, but now's the time for introspection. You failed once. Hmm. Gotta do it on your own pace, though, when you're ready for it. Failed once, you fail again. No. Where is what I'm looking for? $16. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Yeah, this is the end of this recording. See you all later. Bye. Hey, yeah.